Hi, I'm Katrine Volynsky, author, nutritionist, and a wellness coach. And today we are making an almond Thai sauce, which is a raw vegan dish. And we use the sauce in all sorts of different ways, obviously for Thai dishes, but it's also really great as a little dip. It can be a little spicy, so it depends on how spicy you like your food. You might want to adjust some of the ingredients, but some of the base ingredients stay the same. So we have almond butter, which is a base for it, obviously, because it's an almond sauce. We're using raw, organic, unroasted. You can use obviously roasted as well, but we really love raw food and specifically raw butters that have been sprouted, like the one from Chocolate Tree in Sedona. There's a couple of other brands as well. They're stone ground usually. And the difference between those almond butters and all the other ones is they get usually almonds from either California or Spain. They sprout them over 24 hours. They soak them obviously, and then they dehydrate them before they ground them. So it's more enzymatically active. It has less inhibitors, less phytic acid. It's actually way more digestible. It is more expensive and it's harder to find, but if you're really passionate about your almond butter and you want to reduce some of the not so good parts of eating a couple of tablespoons of almond butter, such as enzyme inhibitors and mold and things like that, you might want to really watch out what kind of product you're getting for your kitchen. So again, as with any butters, my recommendation is to keep them in the refrigerator after you had used them. So we have here about half a cup of almond butter. Again, your preference or what you can get. I find that the raw sprouted is just really flavorful as well, but sometimes it's not available. Try to do your best with availability. We have dates. Dates bring a nice sweet flavor to everything, and although high in the glycemic index, they're whole food, so we really like using them. If you are on a low glycemic diet and you want to avoid some of the sugars that are present in this specific recipe, you can also substitute the dates with things like Lakanto, or actually Lakanto has a syrup, the maple syrup. You can take a tablespoon of that instead of the dates, and that will go really nicely as well. We have the lemon juice in here. We have coconut aminos. So coconut aminos is something that we use a lot instead of using soy sauce. So as you know, soy sauce might be high in estrogens. It's also very processed. It's high GMO. It's not what it used to be, let's say, in Japan. Actually, when I'm in Japan, I'm able to handle soy sauce much better. Also, soy is really high in histamines. I mean, coconut aminos are high in histamines too, but not as soy. So coconut aminos are made from coconut sap. It's widely available in health food stores, and it just gives that density and flavor that usually we would get from soy sauce. Okay, we also had some salt, and we have about an inch of ginger. You don't need to really chop it. And we have about half a small jalapeno pepper. Again, jalapeno peppers, you just never know how spicy they are. You want to be maybe on the safe side and just get like a 1/4 inch in there first, or a quarter of the jalapeno first, and then see how it tastes and adjust it. Otherwise, it might get quite spicy. And we have a neutral tasting oil. We have some avocado oil. You can skip it if you're somebody who doesn't like any extra added oils. We just find it makes it a bit smoother texture wise to use the oil in this recipe. And we're using high-speed blender. Again, it's one of those recipes that you do need a high-speed blender for. You might be able to get away with doing it in something that is not the same power, but you might get weird results. Okay, so we're going to process it now. And you might need to stop and scrape the sides. Again, depending on how thick your oil is. And I got a key ingredient, water. Not oil. How thick your butter is, you might have to adjust the liquids in there. So I forgot the key ingredient, which is water. It's kind of hard to see because it's in a cup that is see-through. But yes, you will definitely need water for this one. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with a very thick paste, which could be fun too. But yeah, we want the sauce here. Stop and scrape, make sure it's nice and processed. Mine actually still has quite a bit of ginger that's not chopped up. Actually, if you chop up your ginger, you can get this process a little bit quicker. I was a little lazy with my chopping. Just put the ginger in and we're gonna go back. Okay, that's it. Scrape off of the sides. Nice and saucy. If you're gonna store it in a refrigerator, you might find that it will get a little bit thicker with time. Maybe even longer. I just never makes it in my house longer than that. And now you have a really easy way to create lots of beautiful Thai flavored dishes.